Hello, and Happy New Year! Okay, here we go. 2026 is here, is with us, and as always, every January, people make promises to themselves, New Year's resolutions, and by February, most of them feel like they've failed. And here's the thing, resolutions don't fall apart, from my perspective at least, because people lack discipline, or because they don't care enough, or because they don't want it bad enough, or are not motivated. It's got nothing to do with that. They fall apart because they are fighting patterns that they don't yet understand. Okay, so today with this video, I want to explain from my perspective, in very simple terms, why change is so hard and why it's not a personal flaw. Okay, once we understand why it's so hard to change, I hope that you will feel more at ease with yourself, and I'll give you a way out of this. Okay, and remember, let's start from the beginning. What I always say in every video, most of what we do is automatic, right? It's driven by habits, emotional memory, and what feels familiar to us. Okay, the subconscious is not by what we decide in January. So you can want something deeply with all your being and still move away from it without even realizing that you're doing that. Okay? Let me explain why resolutions fail. When you set a resolution, you're usually doing it from where? Let's see if you've been paying attention all this time. You're doing it from your conscious mind, okay? Your logical mind, your thinking mind. But your subconscious has one main job, and that is to keep things familiar, because familiarity equals safety to our system, right? I think we looked at that in the Chloe video, how she was driven by keeping things all the same, familiar, because that's how she felt safe. Many of us do that, all of us do that. So when you try to change your routine, your habits, your behaviors, your identity, your way of being, your way of doing things, your system asks itself, is this safe? If the answer is no, even a very small no, resistance starts to show up. It doesn't need to be a big dramatic no, but so when you set up a resolution, you're doing it from where? You tell me. This conscious mind. Yes, you are right. You've been paying attention. Well done. So the conscious mind, the logical mind, the thinking mind, right? But your subconscious has one main job. So if you've been paying attention, what is the subconscious main job? Yes, you're right again. Keep things familiar. Why? Because the familiar is safe, right? Our comfort zone, if you want. So when you try to change your routines, your behavior, your identity, your way of being or your way of doing, your system quietly asks, is this safe? Do we know what's on the other side of this decision? And if the answer is no, even subtle resistance is going to show up. And it won't be dramatic, but it may show up as procrastination, maybe losing motivation, forgetting about what you said you were going to do, feeling tired, self-doubt, just not knowing anymore if we really wanted that thing. And that is not laziness. It's not us failing anything. It's just protection, keeping you safe. Because any change, even slightly, in your identity to your system, it can feel very unsafe, unpredictable. We don't like unpredictability, right? We saw that in previous videos. So that's why suddenly these self-sabotage patterns kick in. Again, not because you are wrong, you're not motivated enough, or you're lazy, none of that. It's just a very primal self-protection mechanism, okay? So it's just a reminder that real change doesn't come from goals, from New Year's resolutions. It comes from your identity. If the version of you who wakes up early, eats healthier, exercises more, sets boundaries, speaks up, any of those things that you want to do, if any of that feels unfamiliar to your system, it will pull you back to your old version. The self-sabotage will get triggered. It will come up. Why? Because it's known, it's familiar, it's comfort, okay? Remember, your subconscious will want to keep you in your comfort zone, no matter how small that zone is, right? So when this happens, instead of asking yourself, why can't I stick to this? What's wrong with me? I know, because I've been there, done that, trust me. Why can't I just get my into gear? A more helpful question is, what part of me feels unsafe about this change? What part of me, what's in me that is feeling unsafe about this change? Sit with it for a moment. And once you uncover that part of you, when you work with it, instead of fighting against it, change becomes possible. It's all about embracing that part of you and helping it feel safe. So if your resolutions haven't stuck in the past, it doesn't mean that you are stuck forever or that you will never change. And absolutely doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It just means that you were trying to change a behavior without supporting the part of you that felt scared, unsafe, uncomfortable of change. Okay? So if you want to understand the pattern shaping your choices, especially the ones that resist change, please subscribe to this channel. I break these patterns down and help you see them so that you can move forward with clarity and not self-blame. If you want to understand the patterns shaping your choices, especially the ones that resist change, please subscribe to this channel, like and comment on this video. I share these reflections to help you move forward with clarity and not self-blame. Okay? And I'll see you next time.